So a couple of days ago, I posted an announcement of some things that we're going to start doing to help build a community around this podcast. And one of the things that I said that we're going to start doing is we're going to have a weekly meeting every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock p.m. and it would be held on Zoom. I identified the meeting as a recovery meeting, but I didn't go into any specifics about the format of the meeting or anything like that. So I'm here today to give you more information about what the meeting will be like and how you can access it. The first meeting is going to be this Tuesday, March the 1st, and it is on Zoom at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. And what I thought I would do with these meetings is make them like speaker meetings. So I'm going to be inviting guests from previous podcast episodes to come on and talk for maybe 20 or 30 minutes. After they're done sharing, then we'll go around the room to give everybody an opportunity to comment about how what the speaker said impacted them, how they can relate to it, or give them an opportunity to ask the speaker questions. I thought this would be great so that if there's an episode that you have listened to before and there was a particular guest that you found really interesting and maybe I didn't ask them all the questions that you would have asked them, well, let me know and I will invite them to come to this meeting so that you can ask them questions that maybe I didn't. This is a great way to have a meeting that centers around recovery and supporting one another, building a sense of community, getting to know each other, and connecting all of that to the podcast. So it's a lot of fun for me, and I hope it'll be good for you as well. But let me show you a little bit about what the meeting's going to, how to get to the meeting. And all of this is going to be in the notes here below in the video. But the meeting is the Beyond Belief Sobriety online meeting. It's held every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. The Zoom ID is 883-3035-4802. Now, I know that we have listeners all over the world and that this time zone is not ideal for everybody. So I promise you that what we will be doing in the future is we'll be moving this meeting around. In fact, we might just permanently move it to a weekend or something so that we can have it at a time that is more conducive for everybody's time zone. But we will definitely do that because, you know, we've had guests from, gosh, all over. You know, we've had guests from Australia, we've had guests from New Zealand, we've had guests from South Africa, we've had guests from the United Kingdom and Ireland and Sweden, just everywhere. So I understand, and we have listeners from everywhere too. So I understand that the time zone thing is going to be important to figure out, and we will figure out a way to do that. This might be one of those floating meetings where, you know, one time we'll do it at this time zone, another time we'll do it at another time zone. But at any rate, we'll make sure that everybody has an opportunity to participate in these meetings. They should be a lot of fun. They're going to be on Zoom. They will be confidential because we're not going to be recording these meetings and posting them anywhere like a podcast or anything like that. So if you say something, you know, it will stay there in that meeting. It'll be confidential. And you don't even have to have your camera on if you don't want to. So it's just a completely open meeting in the sense that it's a safe place for you to share in any way you want to with the others that are there in the meeting. So I just wanted to let you know about that. So our first guest on Tuesday, March the 1st, is going to be Beth Aich. She is the author of We're Not All Egomaniacs, and she's going to be talking about authenticity. I think she said her actual talk is going to be titled Being Our Authentic Selves, something like that. But anyway, her book is really good and it's been well received. She writes about the 12 steps from a secular perspective, but also from the point of view of someone with low self-esteem, because, you know, the original 12 steps were written from the point of view of someone who's like an egomaniac that needs to have their ego deflated. Well, Beth's perspective is that her ego was already deflated. She needed to have it picked up a little bit. So anyway, very interesting book, very interesting person. She's a great speaker, and that she's going to be a great guest for that first meeting. So please show up. There's a couple of ways you can do this. Okay, I'm going to post a link in to the Zoom room in this video. along with the Zoom ID. So if you already have Zoom, just type in the ID and you'll get to the meeting, or click on the link and you'll get to the meeting. Pretty much everybody knows how to use Zoom nowadays. If you wanted to register, and you don't have to, you can go over to our our public Facebook group, and there's an event there, and it has information about the meeting, and you can sign up to go. If you do sign up to go to the event on the public page, I have it set so that people won't see that you're going to that meeting. So that if you prefer to be anonymous and private about your recovery activities, nobody will see that you're going to this meeting if you sign up for it on that Facebook page. Now, we also have that private Facebook group. Just go to Facebook and search Beyond Belief Sobriety and for groups, and you'll find the Beyond Belief Sobriety Facebook group. Answer some basic membership questions, and make sure that you check the box that you understand and will follow the rules, and I will let you in that group. It's a fun group, and it's all based around this podcast and the subject matter that the podcast covers. So that's what we're going to be doing. Again, Beth is the author of We're Not All Egomaniacs, Adapting the 12 Steps for Alcoholics with Low Self-Esteem. She was on episode 240. So if you'd like to know a little bit about her before we meet, listen to episode 240 if you haven't already, or listen to it again, and come to the meeting with some questions for her if you have them, and I know that she'll be glad to answer them. So that is pretty much all that I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to give that information out there about the meeting, so that you know how to get to it. And with that, I think that I'm good. So if you do have any other questions, send me an email. I'm at john@beyondbeliefsobriety.com. You can post a message here on the YouTube video. You can contact me on Facebook, however you can, and I will respond to you as soon as possible. So anyway, thanks a lot. I look forward to seeing you if you can make the meeting. Bye-bye.